Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to do the C-pillars from the Jeep. It's a fairly straightforward piece to do, and it does have a couple of complex bits at the top here where it meets the headliner. A couple of curves in here that are will cause you a couple of headaches, so hopefully I'll be able to show you how to overcome that. Basically the materials you need for this is obviously your Alcantara suede. You need a paintbrush, one that hopefully you don't need again, because it will be completely and utterly ruined in this process, so just buy a cheap one that you can afford to throw out. Now in terms of adhesive, it really depends where in the vehicle you're doing it. Generally speaking, most of what I've done to date has been done just using a sort of multi-purpose spray contact adhesive such as this here. Obviously there's loads of brands out there. For the dashboard however, I used a high temperature contact adhesive that was a brush on adhesive. Main reason for this was obviously the temperatures that can get inside the vehicle during the summer. Obviously it can get very, very hot, so this is far better for that process. Picked this up for about £6 or £7. It is a brush on adhesive, which is hence the paintbrush is there for, but as I say, it really depends where in the car you're actually doing. For this piece today, predominantly I'm just using the spray adhesive and probably use some of the brush adhesive to sticky bits down the back here where you have to fold it over. Now just a quick idea, this is what I tend to do just for measuring out the actual amount of material that I'm going to need. You don't tend to need a lot of material at either side, so don't allow too much for that. You do need, where you have these kind of curves here, you do need a fair bit at the top. Now the reason for that will become apparent because, as I say, we're not going to use a steamer on this, so we're not going to have the stretching power that we normally would have if you were doing this in a factory, for example. Now I tend to just mark it, set the piece up like that there, and see I've got enough material at that side, and just basically roll it over, simple as that. Again, I've got plenty of material at that side there, and that's that done. Okay, now what I'll show you here is where you get into the complexities of this stuff. Now obviously it's going to be nigh on impossible for me to apply adhesive and fit this whilst holding a camera, so I'm just going to show you what I tend to do first of all, is basically dry lay the material over the piece that you're doing. Basically just to get a feel for it, just to get an idea how it's going to sit and if there are any particular bits that are going to cause me any problems. Now the best way to do this is to start from the middle obviously and work your way out, because that way you've got the pull on it. As I say, there's not a lot of give in this material, so you are going to have to be quite rough with it. Now what you'll see here is, as you put this piece down and you run it over the edge here, the further up you go to where this curved piece is, you're getting creases in here. Now you can smooth that out with your hand there, and you try to smooth it out over the top, again, big bloody crease. So what you tend to do at this stage is, when you have it stuck down and you're working up here, you're really stretching this piece round, and as you're getting, I hope this is coming up okay, as you're getting to the top here, behind the lip at the top, you're essentially folding the material on itself. And I say it doesn't really matter because this isn't going to be seen, but what I do is, where I have a fold like this here, I will cut along this piece so that I then have two strips of material almost that I can fold over one another. Now this is very much a process of trial and error. It doesn't necessarily always work this way, the way I may do it. I may end up with it folded the other way, etc, etc. So it's not a foolproof method, but it will give you an idea of how it works. I would suggest that you try out a couple of trial pieces first, just to get an idea of how this stuff works and get a bit of a feel for it, because the more you work with it, the better you'll become, and you'll get a better idea of exactly where you should be, and you'll essentially be one step ahead. As I say, when you find it over here, you will find that you'll have pieces folded over on one another, and as long as you don't see it from this side, doesn't matter, because that's the only visible piece.